These three words drain your energy, and we use them all the time. Welcome to Energy On, the show for busy women who want to have more energy for themselves, more energy to reach their goals, and more energy to lead their lives. My name is Dr. Cornelia Kavan, and I'm a personal energy strategist and an electric engineer and author of Change Your Energy, Change Your Life, if you want to check it out. And in this show here, I share powerful energy hacks that you can immediately integrate into your daily life. So stay tuned. And I want to take you into our scene this morning at home. And before I left the house, my daughter called out to me and said, "Mom, can you please pick up my new glasses from the optician?" And I said, I have to, no, I can't. I have to attend so many meetings all afternoon long. And out they were, these three words. I have to. And we continuously use them. Most of the time, we are not even aware of it without thinking. They just, come out of our mouths. And other ways we can say this, or instead of this, I have to, is I should, or I must, I need to. And just if you reflect a little bit, and most of the time we don't even notice because we don't pay attention, but we say them quite frequently. They come up, especially in any conversations. They're the most frequent used words during family conversations or at business conversations. Really, you just need to pay attention. And why is that? Because in a way, they are just, we are so trained on using them, they just come out automatically. I'll come back to that later. And it's really just, it's a habit without us even noticing. It's like an autopilot. And why are these three words draining so much of our energy? And the two most important things are that we feel out of control. If we have to, we can't control it. And control is, for many people, it's very, very important to have everything under control, right? I don't know, are you one of them? I'm always working on letting go control, because many things you can't control anyway. But back to the topic. And the other one is that we can't influence it. And this is kind of that what stresses us and what produces all this cortisol and adrenaline in our system. And it's also this lack of autonomy, because we don't have any choice. And this is also the second most important point that drains the issue. It's kind of we're a victim, we are helpless, somebody else decides, and it's out. We can't influence it. And most of the time, it's not the task itself, because when you think about it, the task most of the time is not the issue, but it's really all these automatic processes. Once we said, I have to, that runs automatically through our body. So what are these causes? As I already mentioned before, one of the 5 causes, the first one, why these three words drain so much of our energy. The first one, in a way, is that's just the way we are brought up. If you remember when you were a kid, you have to go to school, you have to do your homework, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to finish eating, you have to do that before you can get this. It's just, there are so many have-tos in our life. And maybe it's also worth reflecting how many you have to, you're saying to your own kids. Just maybe you want to break this vicious circle. And another cause of this energy drain is that the lack of trust. What do I mean with this? In a way, it's that you think you're the only person that really can do it the right way. And so if nobody can do it and nobody meets your expectation, so that's why you have to do it yourself. Yes, it can be exhausting. And then a third possibility is also that you it's a protection for yourself. If there is something that needs to be done, this is not in line with your values, or you don't really want to do it, then it takes off your responsibility, because you say, I have to do it. Even if I don't want to do it, I have to. And the good thing about it, if you don't take on any responsibility and somebody else, you can blame it to somebody else. You don't feel guilty about it. And guilt is a really very low vibrating emotion. So can be a relief that you don't feel guilty. You say, yeah, I have to because other people want me to do it. And then number 3, in a way, is also have something to do with the way you might be brought up, is especially a women's topic, is this people's pleasing. Because it's sometimes it's so much easier to just do things that people expect from you, and deep in yourself you even know it's not right, you don't want to do it, but you want to make these other people happy, you want to meet these expectations, I have to do it, and you do it for the others. And this of course can drain a lot of energy as well. And then in a way it's also already kind of an identity that you already took on this I have to as your identity, because you have to do it because you're the only one that are holding your family together, or you're holding your team together. It's kind of part of you already, so that's why you need to follow along and meet all these expectations. Maybe not even expectations from others, but expectations from you to yourself. And then let me check on my notes. And it can also be I have to. It's also kind of a protection against discomfort, because if you don't want to argue with somebody, you can always say, I have to do it. And that can make life so much easier to just say, I have to do it, even if I don't want to. And but just if you maybe pause a moment, you can close your eyes and just say, I have to do this, and or I have to plan this trip. Or for me, when I really say this and I pay attention to my body, I notice that my stomach reacts to it. It kind of tightens, and my body even tilts a little bit backwards. There's resistance from my body. I don't know, maybe let's check it out how your body resisted. But in a way, if you're saying I have to, your body hears I don't have any choice, and that causes the stress in your body. And interested how your body reacted to it, so please share in the comments. I'm interested to hear about it. And before I suggest you 3 alternatives to I have to, I would like to share a really very cool story with you. And And a friend of mine, she came up with this genius idea to make a game out of it. And she agreed with her partner. Every time one of them says, "I have to pay €1 into a common pot." And so this caused two things. First of all, they were much more aware about this. I have to. And even though they were so aware, it slipped their mind and so many times, and then they really made this game out of it, like say, "Wow, yeah, I got you. You said it. You need to pay €1 into the pot." And so you can make a game out of it, maybe really fun, maybe even with your children, and then you will notice, you will create this awareness how often you're using it, and this shifts already so much in the way you're communicating, the way you're thinking, and the way you're using your energy. And just coming back to my friend, just last time I spoke with her on the phone, she told me that they used the money in the pot to spend an amazing and very nice wellness weekend in Austria. So see, I found this really a fantastic idea, and to make it more playful. And for me, this is really personal energy management in real life. So maybe you want to implement it as well. And just once more, I would like to point out what this "I have to" does to our body, or not even does to our body when we spoke about it, but it's more about when we use it, why we use it so frequently. We use it because it's so imprinted in us that most of the time we use it when we are stressed, when we are rushed, or when we feel responsible for something. So this might be the three situations when we use it most of the time. And what I want to discuss with you, or suggest to you now, is, so what can you say instead? So in a way, it's more about reprogramming yourself, your mind, and yes, even your energy with new words. So one suggestion, you can say, "I get to." So it's more open. You can say, "I get to plan this trip," or "I get to prepare this presentation." It sounds a little bit, in German you would say sperrig, more difficult to say because we're just not too used to it. But you get there eventually. Or you can even use "I want to," which is more positive and more open. Yes, I want to prepare this presentation. And I want to prepare this meeting, or I want to write that article, or I want to do that, or I want to cook dinner for my family. It has a much more positive attitude, and you will feel that you're doing it then also with a different energy. And others will then feel it as well, because you put your energy into it, and then others will notice so you're creating something with a much more positive energy. And then, of course, you might now point out, "But yeah, Cornelia, you're right, but there are things in my life I really must do," right? And here I have another wording proposal for you, which means, because yeah, there might be things that you feel there is no way around, and then you can frame it in "I agree to." I agree to do it, which brings you back more in the driver's seat. You're deciding, you are agreeing to it. It's also much more active and positive communication. And you can even add for yourself, then say, "I agree to it." And you can even say, I'm open for negotiation, so that you kind of leave the door a little bit open and say, "Yeah, but you can renegotiate it." which takes also a little bit of pressure off it. And you can more, yeah, you can say, I do it right now, but maybe next time I don't. So it gives you room for maneuver. Yeah, curious about your thoughts on this. And in a way, what I said here, in a way, yeah, these are only words, you may say. Come on, these are only the 3 words. And yes, you're right. But these 3 words do have so much influence. Maybe you noticed before, it does have an influence on your body, on your nervous system, on the way you feel, on the way you react. And it causes stress in your system. And it has an influence also on the energy with what you're doing than the things. Because if you feel you're losing control and there you don't have any choice, you do it with a completely different energy compared to, yes, I want to, I agree to. And it also relieves you and also your body. So that's what I really would like you to practice. And here, as you know me, before I let you go, I have a little exercise for you here. And you can put your hands on your belly. Maybe you want to close your eyes. I do. And then, once again, try to say, I have to. And you can see my body immediately moves backwards, doesn't want to. There's a resistance. And now we do set a very strong intention. We delete this program of I have to from your system, from your nervous system, all these patterns. I'm holding the space for you. Your system can relax, and we're reprogramming your nervous system. And your thoughts, your minds, there is no need to say, I have to. There are other words, and we are shifting these energies to 100% in all, whatever is possible right now. And now you can think, I have to, how this feels right now. Maybe it feels less stress, or you don't feel connected with it anymore. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back and maybe go back into your life without I have to, but with I get to, I want to, I agree to, and maybe even I enjoy to. So thank you very much for listening to these 3 draining or this video about these 3 draining words, and what I hope now you feel the difference, what they can do to your system, and what other words, how they can improve your system. Maybe you want to check out the challenge with your kids or your partner, and that you open this pot and then have a nice dinner or a nice trip together, depending on how often you use it and how consequently you are tracking it down. I've done it, and we really enjoyed it. And yeah, so maybe you even have one sentence that you really transformed. Write it down in the comment. I would love to read about it and what you think about it. And yeah, energy on. Thank you so much. Your Cornelia.